Hey girls and guys, it's Zai from ZaiLetsPlay, and we are back with another video. And you guys found out last week that I am pregnant and Ricky and I are having a baby. And I'm so sorry if you're sick and tired of all the pregnancy videos. I promise next week everything will go back to normal. But honestly, I had to keep this a secret for so long that I feel like talking about it nonstop. So I'm really sorry, but I promise. Next week is fully back to normal. Oh, excuse me. It's fully back to normal, and I will save all the pregnancy videos for our vlog channel. So if you guys want to subscribe to that, I have a link to it down in the description below. It is the Ricky and Zai channel. So I'm sorry, but I did ask you guys on Instagram if you guys wanted to know exactly how Ricky and I found out that I was pregnant, and most of you guys said you wanted to know. So today, that is the story that I am going to tell you. But before we get to that magical day that we found out I was pregnant, we gotta rewind a little bit, okay? So, Ricky and I got married a couple of years ago. We always knew we wanted kids. We talked about having maybe 1 or 2 or 3, I don't know. But we knew we wanted to have kids at some point. But we wanted to make sure that our life was, in order as much as possible, just because we didn't want other things stressing us out while we were, having this magical moment and having a baby and stuff. So, we got married, and there was another big challenge, which was me moving over to England. So obviously we didn't want to have a kid while I was still living in America, and then because that just wasn't going to work, was it? So we wanted to wait till I was in England and we had bought and moved into our new house, which we did last year. So very early this year, we started talking about having kids and kind of planning out a timeline of when we would have kids, when I would get pregnant, all of that good stuff. And basically we said that at some point during this year, maybe like towards the end of the year, we were going to plan to have a kid. We were already taking steps as far as I stopped drinking coffee because caffeine's not very good for you. I started taking vitamins with folic acid because folic acid is very important and stuff. And to be honest, we kind of thought we would probably end up getting pregnant in I don't know, July or something. We didn't think it was going to happen this quick. We're still very happy that it happened. Don't get me wrong. We knew we were going to have a baby at some point this year, but we were like, okay, wow, all right, it happened very quickly. So that day, I think it was, I don't know, it was early in April, I think. Basically, I always get up later than Ricky. Ricky gets up super early in the morning, and around 8 or 9 a.m., he always comes back into the bedroom and he wakes me up, gives me a cuddle, all that good stuff. So he came in that morning and he laid back in bed with me because it takes me a long time to get up. It takes me about 30 minutes to an hour to get out of bed. So while we were laying in bed, we were just, talking. And I was like, you know what? I've been kind of feeling a little bit weird. I was like, I'm really tired. I have this pain. And I was like, I wasn't feeling nauseous to the point of having to be sick, but I was just kind of a little bit put off by certain food and stuff. Nothing crazy, So I was just like, I don't think I'm pregnant. I just think, I don't know what's going on. So Ricky was like, you know what? Just stop trying to guess what it is. Why don't you just take a test? And I was like, well, actually, I do have a pregnancy test that I could take. So he's like, yeah, just do it. And I was like, but do you think it's going to be a positive result, that I'm pregnant? And he's like, I don't think so. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so either. So I get up. I get the pregnancy test, I go into the bathroom, and I read the little package, and it says it's going to take 3 or 5 minutes to get the results. So I'm like, okay. Now, I am really impatient, and I hate waiting. So I was thinking these 3 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever it was, are going to feel like the longest 3 to 5 minutes of my life. So I do my business, take the test, and literally within seconds, okay, I did not have to wait minutes, literally, I went into the bathroom, took the test. By the time I was, done and all that good stuff and walking out the bathroom, I had the test result. And I actually have it with me. It's this little one right here. So I took the test. I looked down and I was like, oh my gosh, that is 2 lines, which means pregnant. And it wasn't like a faint line. Like sometimes people take pregnancy tests and they're like, oh, is that 2? Is that 1? I don't know. It was 2. And I was like, babe, I'm pregnant. And he's like, what? You have to remember, I went into this test. We were both thinking like, no way. Like, it's not going to happen this quick. What are the odds? So we're like, no way. And I'm like, it literally like has the 2 lines. I give it to Ricky. He looks at it. We're both looking at each other like, what? We just couldn't believe it. So at this point, I'm thinking, there's just no way that I'm pregnant. I'm like, this must be wrong. So I go onto Google really quick, and apparently it's very rare that you get a false positive. So some women will get like a false negative, but it's more rare to get a false positive. So basically it's like, if it's positive, you're pregnant. So I was like, okay. I was like, still don't believe it. Ricky's like, still don't believe it. We were just like, it felt so surreal. So we're like, all right, I need to take another test, right? But the problem is, that's the only one I had. So these were the longest 24 hours of my life, let me tell you. Currently, you know, because of coronavirus and all that stuff, it's not just easy to just go out anymore. You don't just pop to the shop and then that's it. And also because Ricky's like on the extremely vulnerable list and he's like ordered to stay home and not go outside at all, we haven't been going out at all for the last few months. So basically, we couldn't go to the store. We didn't really want to like call anyone and be like, hey, can you go pick up a pregnancy test? So we're like, all right, our only option is to Amazon Prime it. So in America, Amazon Prime has a lot of same-day deliveries. In the UK, it's not that common. So I ordered the test and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to wait 24 hours to find out like if this test is real or not. So we ordered the test. The rest of the day, we're like, I don't even think I uploaded a video that day because I just couldn't, like, my brain just wouldn't stop. And Ricky's a much more chill person than I am. So he was like, all right, we'll take the test tomorrow. We'll figure it out, whatever. So the next day comes around and our Amazon packages always arrive really late into the day. So we're like, oh, finally, the package is here. And I'm like, yes. So I ended up ordering a box of like a set of 3 and then a set of like 25 cheap pregnancy tests. So in total, I ordered like close to 30 tests. I didn't take them all, don't worry. So I'm like, okay, I need to go to the bathroom right now. So I took this one. So this one tells you an estimate of how far along you are. So I go in the bathroom, same thing, do my business. I'm thinking again, it's gonna take like 3 to 5 minutes because they're all around that time. Nope. Once again, immediately it clear, and this one didn't have the lines. This one clearly said pregnant. So then I look down and it tells you about how far along you are and it says 3+. So I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, pregnant. So I show it to Ricky and we're like still looking at each other like, whoa, what? So I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe that one's wrong. I was like, no. So I go back into the bathroom and I end up taking one of the really cheap ones, which is just literally like a little piece of paper or something. And this is the one that came with like little, like a pack of 25. So I go to the bathroom and this one says to wait. Again, immediately says that I'm pregnant. So I'm thinking, I must be pregnant if it is saying it this quickly because it's detecting all the hormones very quickly. So at this point, we're like, okay, I think it's safe to say we're having a baby. So Ricky gives me a hug and stuff, but we're still like, it still doesn't feel real. Now, because I just moved to England like a year and a half ago, I really don't understand how a lot of things work here. So as soon as we found out, I think Ricky told a couple people, I told a couple people, and that was it. We didn't want to tell anyone else because it still just didn't feel real. Like, we were so happy, but it's almost like one of those things where you don't want to get excited because you don't want it to turn out to not be real, and then you're disappointed. So it was really, I don't know, it was kind of scary to be excited, if that makes any sense. So I called the doctor the next day, and over here, you get assigned to a midwife. So I'm thinking the midwife's gonna have me come in, do a blood test, do a wee-wee test, and find out to confirm that I'm pregnant. Well, it turns out that nowadays, pregnancy tests are so, like, they're quite accurate, so they don't really test you again at the doctor's, which I thought was a thing, but apparently it's not. So our doctor or our midwife didn't ask for me to like do another test, and I didn't have my first appointment with a midwife until I was 8 weeks pregnant. So to be totally honest with you, from the moment we found out I was pregnant to about 8 weeks, it didn't 100% feel real because, again, we didn't want to get excited, and Ricky felt the same way. It's like we just didn't want to be disappointed. We didn't want to get our hopes up that we were going to have this like cute little baby, and then it's like, oh no, but you're not. So at 8 weeks, I went to the hospital, had my blood work done, and I also spoke to the midwife, but there was really no confirmation that there was this little baby inside me yet. So I would say close to my 12-week ultrasound, it started to feel more real because my body started to change. Like, I started getting my little belly bump, and I had a lot more symptoms. I was feeling a lot more tired, a bit more nauseous, and things were kind of putting me off a little bit. I was getting real emotional. I was crying over the craziest things. By the way, I know some of you guys are young, but if you're ever pregnant, don't watch Up, okay? I watched Up for the first time while pregnant, and it was a bad idea because I just spent the whole movie just sobbing and crying my eyes out. So anyway, finally at 12 weeks, we got to go see the baby, and I got to see the scan. And then, to be honest with you, when I saw the baby and we had the picture in front of us, again, it felt so surreal. Like, it just, and that's how this whole experience has felt. Like, sometimes I like literally stand in front of a mirror and I look down and I'm like that's me. Like, this little bump, it's like this little baby is growing right now, and it's really magical is the only way I could describe it. So I don't know. I watched a lot of videos where people like find out they're pregnant and they're like jumping up and down and really excited and stuff. And we were really happy. But for us, and I don't know, I'm a bit more of a pessimist. Like, I don't know. I tend to be a little more pessimistic. So when I get good news, I'm like, yeah, but where's the but? Where's this thing that's gonna happen? Like, where it's not real. It just can't be. So I don't know. But now it's like, okay, yeah, you're pregnant. There's no denying that. So that is how we found out that I was pregnant. It was just Ricky literally saying, just take a test. Go for it. and with everything in life, I always tell Ricky, I always ask Ricky, I'm like, okay, so do you think I'm pregnant? I was like, well, do you think something good's gonna happen? Well, do you think this? And he always tells me, and he's always right. But this time, he was wrong, and I'm pregnant. So that is the story of how we found out. And like I said, I'm sorry if I keep going on about it, and it's a long, rambly video, and if I'm posting way too many, like, belly pictures and baby stuff on Instagram. It's just, I'm really, really excited. And like I said, it was a bit of torture keeping it a secret for 3 months. And also, because you're keeping it a secret, it kind of makes it feel like it's not, like, where it already felt a little surreal, it didn't really help that we couldn't tell people and tell everyone. But like, when we saw the scan and we started telling everyone, it's like all of a sudden it like really hit us, like, whoa, we're having a baby. But yeah, that's it. So I did ask on Instagram if you guys wanted to see a pregnancy Q&A. So if you guys still want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. and I will upload that video over on the vlog channel. And also, let us know in the comments down below, do you think we're gonna have a boy or a girl? I'm being 100% honest with you. We do not know the gender of the baby just yet. And I wore blue today because someone said I wore pink in the last video and they thought that meant we were having a girl. So I just want to be equal. That's why I'm wearing blue today. But a lot of people are saying boy. A lot. So I don't know. I honestly don't have a preference. Neither does Ricky. We just want a happy, healthy baby. And I know it sounds cheesy, but we truly mean it. I don't know. I really don't mind if it's a boy or a girl. I'm really not bothered. But I'll show you guys the bump as always. Ignore the wire. It's from my phone, but there it is. I just feel like I just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Alrighty guys, but I hope you guys had fun watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!